Good morning, class. Today we are going to learn chapter number 8. How do organisms reproduce? Totally about reproduction. Organisms, in the sense, we are going to learn both about plants as well as animals, plant reproduction and animal reproduction. So, let us discuss what is reproduction first. Reproduction is a process, it is one of the life process in which all organisms multiply and increase their number as well as their population. So reproduction is a one of the process, either it may be sexual or asexual, through which all organisms reproduce. How they reproduce? What they do? They multiply in number and increase their population. Reproduction is of two types. One is asexual reproduction, another one is sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction takes place without using any gonads. Gonads in the sense sex organs. Without any sex organs. Here, body parts itself acts as reproductive parts and through which reproduction takes place. Say for example, if you take a rose plant, what we use to cultivate rose plants or to increase its number, we can take a stem, and if you put it in a soil, what will happen? Within 1 week you can see the growth of a plant from the stem, right? So like that, asexual reproduction. Let us study about asexual reproduction in detail. So asexual reproduction is one of the method of reproduction that involves only one organism. Here, two organisms are not required. Only one organism is enough to give birth to young ones or to produce a new plant or new baby. Only one parent is enough. Either it may be male or female. A single organism produces two or multiple organisms on its own. Here, only single parent is able to produce more than one or two or multiple organisms at a time in its own. This is seen in all unicellular organisms, some multicellular organisms, and in few plants. Where you can see this asexual reproduction in unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms in the sense a body itself is made by only one cell. Example, single-celled organisms, amoeba, euglena, paramecium. And even we can see this asexual reproduction even in multicellular organisms and even in few plants. Multicellular, made by the body is made by more than one cell, and few plants too. We can see asexual reproduction. Next, sexual reproduction. The second mode of reproduction is sexual reproduction. So it is a mode of reproduction. This involves two individuals. It requires two organisms or two parents. One is male, another one is female. They produce sexes. Here, male as well as female cells possess sex organs called gonads. Sex organs are also called gonads. Gonads produces sex cells or gametes. What are gonads? Sex organs. Example, male gonads is testes in humans and female gonad is ovary. Gonads produces gametes or sex cells. Example, testes produces sperms and ovary produces ova. When they fuse together during copulation, it leads to fertilization. But after fertilization, it leads to the formation of zygote or a new baby. This is about asexual and sexual reproduction. Let's have a difference between sexual and asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction involves only one parent, either male or female, or hermaphrodite. In case of sexual reproduction, it takes place. Here it involves both the parents. One is male, another one is female. Asexual reproduction doesn't require to produce sex cells. Here sexual reproduction required to produce sex cells or gametes. In asexual reproduction, you cannot see variation. Yeah, both the parent as well as the daughter cells or the next generation carry same genes. But in sexual reproduction, you can see variation in genes. So the daughters are different from parents are, how can I say, the young ones are different from parent genetically, but genetically asexual reproduction, both the parents as well as offsprings are same, just like a Xerox copy. Next, let's study in brief asexual reproduction. One of the type of asexual reproduction is fission. Fission is one of the type of asexual reproduction. As the name indicates, fission. Fission in the sense breaking, breakup. Yeah, it is a type of asexual reproduction. It is most commonly seen in unicellular organisms. What are unicellular organisms? I told you already. Unicellular organisms in the sense organism which is made by only one cell. Example, amoeba, euglena, paramecium. So here you can see fission. What is meant by fission? A single organism is divides into two equal halves. When the fission results in two daughter cells, it is called binary fission. If the fission leads to the production of exact two copies from single cell, then it is called binary fission. Bi means two, binary fission. Example, paramecium. But in few cases, what we can see, a single fission leads to a single or multiple fissions. It leads to the production of when fission results in many daughter cells, then it is called multiple fission. Just imagine one spherical ball. If you divide ball so many times, so each and every break is nothing but a fission. So that leads to many pieces. Like that, one organisms gives rise to many multicellular many organisms, many unicellular organism. If it is a unicellular organism, then it breaks up into different pieces, and now each piece acts as a single organism, unicellular organism. This fission is called multiple fission. Example, plasmodium. Plasmodium just it just looks like a spherical ball. So fission, how many times cytoplasm as well as nucleus divides? More than one time. If nucleus as well as cytoplasm divides more than one time, then it leads to the production of more than one daughter cell. So this type of fission or break is nothing but multiple fission. Example, Plasmodium vivax. Next, planes of fission may be different for different organisms. These planes are the type of break is different from one organism to another organism. So here I have given, yeah, let me use marker. Here I'm using amoeba to show fission, binary fission. See amoeba. Initially, we can see only one parent amoeba. The fission or breakup, first it increases its cytoplasm, then nucleus breaks up, first nucleus breaks up, and then cytoplasm divides into two equal halves. Now, how many daughter cells are there? Two. So, one cell leads to the production of two equal cells. That is why it is called binary, two, binary fission. This is about binary fission in amoeba. Next, the second type. The second type of reproduction is budding. What is meant by budding? It is the type of reproduction in which a small bud, look at this picture, a small bud grows on parent body and eventually it gets nutrition from its parent body and develops. When it develops, when it matures, automatically it cut off or bud off from the parent body and develops into a separate individual. This type of reproduction we can see in Hydra as well as yeast. So, what is budding? A type of sexual reproduction in which a small cyst or bud-like structure is formed on parent's body. Once it is formed, it gets nutrition or drains nutrition from the parent body and detaches when it completely matures. And bud may remain attached to the parent or it may separate sometimes and forms a new bud or forms a new individual. This is about budding. Next, regeneration and fragmentation. There is a difference between regeneration and fragmentation. These two are different terms. Regeneration and fragmentation are a type of asexual reproduction in which Regeneration is a process of growing back the lost organ or body part by the organism. As the name indicates, again, generation, formation. Best example is lizard. If you try to catch a lizard, what it will do, it just sheds its tail. So after few days or few weeks, what will happen, it have a capability to regenerate its tail. So that is a type of regeneration. So regeneration is a type of asexual reproduction in which only the last part is regenerated but not the whole organism. Only the last part is regenerated. What is fragmentation? Fragments are pieces. Fragmentation, in the sense, it is a type of asexual reproduction in which an organism is divided into so many pieces. Here, fragmentation is a process by which an organism gets fragmented into so many pieces, and each piece now it grows into whole new organisms through the process of regeneration. So regeneration is a continuous process of fragmentation. Next, where you can see this fragmentation, planaria and hydra. Examples are must. You should not interchange your examples. For regeneration, you should write lizard. For fragmentation and regeneration, both the types you can see in hydra and planaria. So this is a picture of hydra. See see the second picture. Here the body has cut into two parts. So both the parts again regenerates its last part. In second picture, in first part, the lower part is absent. In this picture, the upper part is absent. Here it upper part grows. Here lower parts grows. The last part grows. So fragmentation and regeneration can be seen in hydra and planaria. If hydra or planaria is divided into two or three pieces, each piece, if there are three pieces, each piece again regenerates its last part and develops into individual organism. If there are six pieces, if one parent body divides into six pieces, if the one parent body has cut into six pieces, each piece regenerates into new organism. This is about hydra and planaria. What type of reproduction can be seen in hydra and planaria? Yes, it is first fragmentation and then regeneration. Fragmentation and regeneration. Next, spore formation. You might have seen spores. You might have seen seeds in plants, right? Almost all we have seen already. Seeds, just like a seeds in plants, where seeds are grown in plants within fruits, right? Like that, spores are seed-like structures, small powder-like substance, just like a seeds. They are produced within fruiting bodies of a fungi. You can see the spore formation in fungi. Within its body, spores are formed, and when it enters into air, when fully mature, the fruiting body opens and releases spores. And spores, when they get favorable condition, it develops into new organism. Example, fungi, mushroom. Organisms such as fungi make spores that can grow into complete new organisms or individuals when dispersed from their fruiting body. See here, this is mushroom. Within its body, it produces spores just like a seed, both positive as well as negative, both male as well as female spores. You can see when they fuse together, it forms a zygote or new organism. Again, the new organism develops into a complete fungi. It's a type of asexual reproduction. Spore formation is a type of asexual reproduction. But when the spores fuse together, the fusion is a sexual reproduction. Spore formation is a type of asexual reproduction, but fusion of spores and the formation of new organism is a sexual reproduction. So you can see both the phases within single cycle. So in fungi, that is why it is called deuteromycetes, or how can I say? Yeah, both sexual as well as asexual reproduction, both are mimic. It mimics. Next, vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation is a type of asexual reproduction. It is seen in plants. So this is a type of asexual reproduction seen in plants. Vegetative parts, I will tell you what are vegetative parts: roots, stem and leaf. Leaf, roots and stems, these are the three parts of a plant through which we can produce new plant vegetatively. Vegetative parts of reproduction in a plant. So vegetative, these are called vegetative propagules. It can be here, vegetative propagation can be artificial and natural. Natural process or artificial process. By using these vegetative propagules, we can cultivate plants artificially or even it takes place naturally. Example, through leaf, bryophyllum, stem, turmeric and ginger. Runners are stolen. Runners are stolen in the sense just a soft part of a stem or a stem. When this stem bent towards the soil, what will happen? This stem starts producing roots in a soil. So this is called stolen. Example, grass runner, strawberry, and even bulbs. Bulbs are the parts of vegetative propagules. These are vegetative propagules. Example, onion and lily. If you put onion in water, onion bulb, the whole onion, try this activity in your home. Take one onion, the stem or a root, that one you should keep it in water, put it in water. So what will happen? Within few days, you can see the formation of roots as well as shoot. Next, artificial methods including cutting, grafting, layering and tissue culture. What is meant by cutting? If you cut a rose stem and put it in soil, a rose stem grows into new plant. This is cutting. Grafting. If you want a hybrid, you're going to fuse two different stems of different varieties of same species. When you fuse, the process is nothing but grafting. And the parts of a graft are stalk and scion. Stalk and scion. First stem, second stem. We are going to fuse both. The process called grafting, stalk, scion. And the process is called grafting. After that, you can see even layering and even plant tissue culture. It is an artificial method in which we can cultivate plant tissues in the lab. Next, sexual reproduction. Now, a sexual reproduction is over. First, now sexual reproduction. Let's discuss about sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction takes place in both plants as well as animals. Now, first, let's discuss about sexual reproduction in animals. Sexual reproduction involves two parents of opposite sex. Here, both the parents produces, it possesses first gonads, that is male gonad is a testis, female gonad is ovary. Gonads produces gametes or sexes called sperm and ova, right? So here, after the fusion of sperm and ova, it forms a single cell called zygote. But we are human beings, we possess so many cells, million and trillion cells in our body, right? So how a single cell develops into a complete whole body? Yes, it is through cell division. So cell division is of again two types. One is mitosis, another one is meiosis. This you can see in eukaryotic organisms. I am speaking about eukaryotic organisms, especially human beings. So what are the two types of cell division? Mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis is a type of cell division. This we can see in our body cells. It is also called somatic division. Somatic body cells. Division takes place, cell division takes place in body cells. Apart from gonad, that is testis as well as ovary, throughout the body you can see mitosis. The type of cell division is mitosis. It takes place in somatic cells or body cells. It maintains constant number or particular chromosome number, constant number, both in parents as well as daughter. Best example is we possess each and every part of our body possess cells, right? It is formed by a cell. Our body cell chromosome number is each and every cell possess 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs. So these 46 chromosomes during mitosis, one parent cell, single cell possess 46 chromosomes. When it divides equally into two halves or two daughter cells, just like amoeba, now both the daughter cells produce, it possesses 46 chromosomes each. Each cell possesses 46 chromosomes. So parent as well as daughter cells are almost similar. It possesses same number of chromosomes. Next, it produces two diploid daughter cells. Diploid in the sense if the chromosome number is same, that is 23 pairs. Actually, chromosomes are arranged. All 46 chromosomes are arranged in pairs. That is 23 pairs. If the cell possesses all 23 pairs of chromosomes, then it is called diploid cell. If it possesses only 23 chromosomes but not 46, then it is called haploid cell. Mitosis is required for asexual reproduction. How asexual reproduction takes place? Each cell should undergo mitotic cell division, then only. And even growth and development, how we are developing, how we are growing, through asexual reproduction, through mitosis again. Next, cell replacement. If any cells got damaged, it should be replaced with new cell. Again, it is due to mitosis. And even regeneration. I told you, in lizard, regeneration takes place. Through which process? Here, cells should undergo mitosis. Yes. Next, meiosis. Meiosis takes place only in gonads. Gonads in the sense testes and ovary. And the cells here, testes as well as ovarian cells possess 46 chromosomes. What type of reproduction, what type of cell division takes place? Meiotic cell division. During meiotic cell division, cell division, what will happen? One cell gives rise to four cells, two divisions. Totally four cells are produced from one cell, four daughter cells from one cell. But each daughter cell possesses only 23 chromosomes, but not 46. I will tell you how it is. Our body cells possess 46 chromosomes. Even testis cells possess, ovarian cells possess 46 chromosomes. But the type of cell division is meiosis. It is reductional division. Here one cell produces four daughter cells and each cell possesses, instead of 46 chromosomes, it possesses only 23 chromosomes. That is why when the sperm possesses 23 chromosomes and ova possesses 23 chromosomes, when they fuse together during fertilization, after fertilization, what will happen? It makes up its original number, that is 23, 23, totally 46. So how many cells are produced through meiotic division? 4 daughter cells. It is required for sexual reproduction and even gamete formation. This is a go through this video. If you have any doubts, we'll discuss in live class. And next class, we are going to study about male reproductive system as well as female reproductive system in humans. Thank you.